It's really common for us women at midlife to start feeling a bit invisible. Body is changing.
When I was 55, I felt like I was starting to fade.
As beautiful as you are, they're intimidated because you are confident.
This confidence is going to scare a lot of men off who don't know what they want.
I'm 63 years old to attract a hot, healthy, sexy, loving, kind, high-value man.
That men in their 60s are looking for the younger woman. Say, I think you're missing it. It's right here in front of you.
Welcome back to More to Life. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
Ladies, talking to you. Over 45, feel invisible, ignored, kicked to the curb. Happens a lot, doesn't it? Happens to me too. I might just have something that can help there. I'm Una Cottrell of 45 Not Out, and I'm working in collaboration with Sarah White, Branding and Photography. We're offering a webinar that will give women the tools they need to get past these obstacles, give them tips and solutions and empower them so that they can be seen and heard and not a...
So you're going to get with them because you said you're partnering with a photography place. So what are you going to give them? Free pictures? I mean, a photo shoot? I guess this is what they're doing now. Make some money. Why not make some money off you feeling invisible as well? Because she's feeling that way too.
The feeling is mutual.
But she said, okay, I can milk this. Somebody probably contacted her, said, I'm sure there's some way we can partner up. I'm doing this on TikTok. Let's work. And she went for it. And now this is her speech to get people in.
Apologise for it. So, how'd you find the details? If you go to my link tree, which is a company which will be on the bio with my profile, there'll be the top button there that will take you straight to the booking page. The webinar's on Tuesday the 29th of November at 8 p.m. and it's for an hour long. If you click on the link that's there, that'll tell you more about it. So really, what are you waiting for, ladies? Let's get in there and take over the world. See ya.
I think it's really common for us women at midlife to start feeling a bit invisible in the world, like not seen and not heard. Our body is changing. It feels very, very different to what it used to. Our relationships are shifting and changing. Our hormones feel like they're on the rampage and taking over our mental and emotional state. And it can be a real time of identity crisis, right? And it can just make us feel invisible. And I think I wanted to jump on today because I just wanted to give you this message. I truly believe that there is so much wisdom that comes with age. I think it's such a gift. I believe you have so much power and so many gifts to share with the world. There are so many adventures left ahead of you. As long as we learn to accept the changes that come with this time of life, we have to accept, we have to surrender, and actually be prepared to look for the gifts that we have at this stage of our life. I would love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments, and I think you're awesome. I'm sending you so much love.
Well, I'm not trying to go against you. I'm not trying to talk down on you. I'm just stating facts. And the fact is, you're going through menopause. That's why you feel invisible. That's why many guys are not talking to you, because the wrinkles you used to put all that mascara and all that stuff on, it's showing much more now because you're older. And this is what's happening. Guys that usually date you or look at you have gone much younger. They are. They've gotten a younger woman and they don't want to be bothered anymore. Can you blame them though? I wouldn't. I see those guys all the time where I am now. And I understand it. Why? Because someone like you probably left one of them after 20 years of marriage. So what are they going to do? Go with someone younger? I mean, go with someone their age who's used goods? They're going to find someone willing to get in their program whose mind isn't corrupted yet. And that's most likely a younger woman. But you know what happens? They get tainted, their mind ruined by a woman like you. Because even though you're saying this, you'll turn around and have another TikTok probably talk about how a woman are in power and how women are the prize. And it just goes against everything you're saying right now.
When I was 55, I felt like I was starting to fade. I felt like I was starting to go invisible. There was something about what was happening in my mind that was starting to become very blurry. I felt dismissed. I felt ignored. I felt like I was washed up.
Tapped into the old midlife crisis market.
I also felt like I was aging out of my work. I felt like I was flat. There are so many women that feel this way. It breaks my heart because we are at the prime of our lives, ladies. This is when we should be sharing our wisdom, sharing our life experience, walking each other home in a way that's empowering, that is united. But instead, there are so many women that are just alone in their own silos, feeling just like I felt, ignored, dismissed, invisible, like they're fading away. If you feel like this, please make sure that you jump on board here. You tap follow and you write yes in the comments. Let's make sure that you don't feel alone. Let's make sure that we fill your toolbox with simple solutions that you can take every single day to start to feel better, to start to feel more like yourself. Menopause does not have to be a death sentence. We are not going away. We have a lot to share with the world, and it's time that we start putting ourselves at the top of the list, caring for ourselves before anyone else, so that we can go ahead and change the world.
That almost seemed like a senior health center message. I'm sorry, it did. It seemed like a senior health center trying to get recruits.
This is for all the older women out there, of which I am one. I own that. One of the things that I find so hard about aging is that you start to feel like your power is waning. Like even if you didn't feel that you were super powerful in your life up to this point, we as women, we get older and we start to become invisible. Like we're not hot anymore, so people don't notice us for our hotness. We don't necessarily still want to have super powerful positions because we're starting to move away from that into different aspects of our lives. Our kids don't need us the same way that we used to, and we start going, what?
You know what happens with most of you? It's your first time in life. You have to humble yourself. You finally see how men have been feeling their entire lives. Because I've been going through what y'all are going through now in menopause since I was 13 years old. See, men are hard because that's how we have to be to get through life. You're finally realizing it now.
What is my purpose? Like, why don't I matter the same way? And then you start feeling like you're annoying everyone in your life, going, hello, look at me. Hello, pay attention to me. I have experienced that in the last few years, and I find it really, really difficult. And so one of the strategies that I'm starting to use is to look at how can I do things in my life that are for me that don't require other people to approve of it or notice it, because they're probably not gonna. So I'm doing things that are really about evolving me as a human being and making me feel good. And other people benefit from that, sure, but I don't need their attention or approval. And it's helping me to get that power back. It's something I learned from my mom, who did it really well.
This is one of those things they have to deal with as they age. But that's what it is, though. As I stated, it's hard. Could you imagine having pretty privilege your whole life, having feminism on your side, finally seeing women become independent, and then you start feeling like, ah, I'm lonely. Nobody's there. The guys aren't saying you're hot anymore. The guys that do come to me now, I don't get turned on because I'm too old. I'm aged out. That's what's happening to them. They're finally being humbled.
Okay, ladies, let's chat about this. Have you noticed that on the dating apps that men in their 60s are looking for the younger woman?
Oh, here we go again.
And they expect that they can get it. Maybe it's because they have money. Maybe it's because they have still a little bit of good looks left. They're all looking for the younger woman. Well, go for it, guys. If you're truly looking for that someone special to spend and enjoy your time with, then you're missing the point. By 60, a woman has gone through menopause. She's figured out her weight change, her skin change. She's figured out her new look. She's embraced her new sexuality that she has back, and she has an amazing outlook on life. So guys, I have to say, I think you're missing it. It's right here in front of you. Are we blind? But you think you're looking for something different. But then again, maybe you're not the right match for us. We know ourselves, we know what we want to connect with, and maybe you're not ready for that.
See, she's expecting, she has to understand it's preference is a thing, right? Most guys are going to prefer someone younger, but you have some guys that will prefer someone your age. But if they have to take you and then put you next to a younger looking 60-year-old, you're not going to get guys because there are 60-year-olds that have done the work their whole entire life. 60-year-olds that are smoking hot. I think I can show some here if we can. These women have done the work, and that's what you're competing against. So you have to think competition. This is a dating market. Your competition is fierce. There's even hot 70-year-olds out there, 80-year-olds. They're out there, and they're still getting guys. I wonder why they are, but you're feeling lonely.
Do men over 50 and 60 really all want younger women? You state, well, this is the reality. That's the reality for you. We create our own reality. And what is the truth? The average man, he's 5'7", he has an average income, and he can't get a hot young girl.
Shame, shame, shame. Shame is one of the 4 major arrows of a low-value woman.
So think about all the things that weren't in our reality until someone created them. We wouldn't have.
What she's saying and how she's acting like she's still the cat's meow. This is why guys are going abroad. This you truly understand now, right? Look at her. She's probably 56-year-old, 50, 60 years old, talking like this. This is why men must get their passports. This is why men are finding women who are younger. Because a lot of times a man can leave. They're leaving women talking like this, right? And going to someone who won't mind doing things for him. This is why it all makes sense.
Electricity, we wouldn't have planes, we wouldn't have the internet. Zuckerberg created Facebook. It wasn't a reality. I don't live in reality. We get to write our own story. We get what we expect. I expect I'm 63 years old to attract a hot, healthy, sexy, loving, kind, high-value man in my age range.
Good luck with your piece of crap.
Because that's the energy I bring to the table. And if that's what you want...
She still... Man, she still feels she deserves the high-value man when those are the main guys going for the younger woman. Why would they deal with you when they can find a woman much younger? That don't make sense.
I feel like what's hard for me about always being single and just dating right now is that feeling that you're not being chosen by anyone. Chosen in the sense that they just want to be with you. They want to make sacrifices, make the effort. They're sure about you. they're sure about it. No questions. Firstly, how I combat this, as I was doing earlier, is I think about all of the people in my life who do choose me. My friends, my family, my peeps on the internet, the loyal story repliers. That's my family. And then I think about, this is a quote, kill that urge to be chosen, choose yourself. And annoying as that is, and I know we don't want to hear that for the millionth time, that is the only option. And how do you choose yourself? Do what's best for you. Focus your energy on your life. Stop thinking about other people. Get your bag up. Get your body right. Make healthy food. Level up your intelligence. That's all we can do.
More tips how to be a lonely single woman. That's all she stated. That's what all of them are doing now, and it's still lonely. So how is that going to fix their loneliness? You didn't answer that question.
Guys in Western Australia, Perth specifically, you guys need to tell me the truth. I was talking to this waitress and then she told me that Perth is a place that is really hard to find love. And I asked her why, and she told me that because in Perth, men have too many choices. There are people from all around the world, and specifically she said that Perth men thinks that they can pull any girl that they want. And that men in Perth would never want to settle, they just want to go from one girl to another. I don't care, like use your anonymous accounts or whatever, but like comment and let me know what you think of this. And also, women of Perth, what do you think?
This is gonna sound corny, but like I'm mesmerized by your beauty, and like that coming from a genuine place is nice, but when you're there and you're being like fidgety and then you just walk away because you're intimidated, like be a man, step up and know what's in front of you.
I'm gonna disagree with this. You excited? This is the conflict
This is
you
what they
wanted.
want.
Okay.
Jenny, I'm gonna blow your mind. They're not intimidated by your beauty, as beautiful as you are. They're intimidated because you are a confident ass woman and you are intense.
Delusional.
Just like me. Your intensity. Men are not intimidated by beauty. I'm sorry. They're intimidated by beauty with a mouth.
You see how laughing because Duma said, "Be a man." Why are you smacking your fist? And then the other lady raised her voice, both masculine as hell. And I'm sure the guy is sitting there going, he didn't need to speak. They showed it. They showed why they're single. What? Like you just this clip. Let me just make this and put this out there. I'm not doing it on purpose. I want to show men why they shouldn't deal with me. That's what you just did. Thank you. That's what men are saying. Men are looking at this saying, thank you. Yes, you showed me why I shouldn't talk to you. Beautiful. Other woman's okay, but her right here, the one in the black, she's beautiful. Manly as hell. But to fight somebody.
And I was mid-sentence answering him, and he turned and started talking to someone else. So I thought, well, so I excused myself politely, went to a different group. Same thing happened. I was like, well, it can't be them. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not showing up. Maybe I'm not, got my energy in line. But no, I'm pretty visible. I mean, I have blue hair and
the delusions.
And I'm not a wallflower by any stretch of the imagination. So I started to get curious and observed, and every woman over 60, and some of the men, but mostly the women, were completely ignored and invisible. And I mean actually invisible. People were not seeing them.
I mean, people probably not seeing you because you're small, but as a woman, when you get over 60, you become invisible. Most definitely. That's just a known thing. Deal with it. Acceptance will make you feel better. Acceptance and working on yourself. You went through your whole life without doing the work. I'll tell you right now, I'll be 60 in 14 years, but my body is like a 25-year-old. Why? Work. That's what men are learning. Men are learning work. Men are learning health. I'm sure you may be healthy, but you being a pudgy-wudgy, that's going to keep you invisible. It's how you look.
I stopped wearing earrings and my hole closed up. So now I'm starting to get very concerned about
So I just got back from a date, and this man said something to me that gave me the biggest ick of all time. Not about him, but about me. He asked me why I was on him, and I was low-key like, oh my god, this is embarrassing. Like, what am I doing on this app? Like, low-key, it's embarrassing to even have a profile on there. Why am I just like sitting at home and not trying to meet men in the wild? Like, I think I'm gonna delete it like right now.
One of the biggest icks I've ever gotten from a man happened when he asked me what kind of car I drove, and I said, oh, I have a Honda. And he said, me too. Ha, Honda gang.
Now, at first, I'm thinking like, oh, it's a joke because she's talking in a jokeful manner, right? Then I said, let me take a look and make sure she was joking. So I looked at the comments, and this is what one lady said, which was quite positive. She said, see, my problem is I think this is cute, that's something you should think is cute because the guy is saying it like in a way to where it's like he has camaraderie with her, like, oh, Acura gang, because you have Acura too, or Mercedes gang, right? She said, and this I knew she was serious. She said, you're probably a better person than me, with a laugh. And then another lady below said, no, I get it. I'm getting the feeling that you didn't actually like him. This is it. And then they're wondering why men refuse to date them because they're older too. This is a younger woman, but it starts now. This is the future and the past. The past is struggling because of look what she just said. And where did she say it at? On TikTok. What are men studying right now? They're looking at TikTok, so they don't make that foolish choice. So that's why so many men are saying, "I refuse." So if you're older, I'd most definitely refuse.
As a 42-year-old that is single and has never been married and has no kids, I started dating again and something amazing happened last night. I'm Allison, I'm a therapist, and I struggle with anxiety and love. Anyway, I'm so excited because I am on 2 apps, Hinge and Bumble. I recently deleted Bumble for a couple weeks because it was just becoming consuming and very negative for me, but I recently downloaded it. And I recently decided that I'm not going to have pen pals anymore where I message someone through a dating app for like more than a week. If the guy doesn't ask me out or he doesn't want to call me and talk on the phone, then done, unmatch. Anyway, this really lovely man asked to give me a call last night and asked what time would work. What? And I said, okay, how about 8 o'clock? He's like, that works. And guess what? He called.
So most men really don't want to date no woman in their 40s. And the fact is, a woman in her 40s comes with a certain level of confidence. So this confidence is going to scare a lot of men off who don't know what they want. Now, you're dealing with a woman who has some life experience. So once you get to a point when you're in your 40s for a woman, they realize time ain't forever. And once you realize time ain't forever, it's going to give you a certain level of directness. You know what I'm saying? You get into the point. And when you get into the point, you being direct, the more direct you are, the more a person who don't know what they want is going to run the other direction. So a lot of men don't really want that. Also, a woman in her 40s understands planning and organizing. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time they have kids and the importance of planning. Men who don't know what they want and running around, we're not planning nothing. You know what I'm saying? We living on a whim. You know what I mean? And that doesn't work for a woman in their 40s. They want to know what's going on, what are we doing, when are we doing it, and things like that. And that's going to scare a lot of men off. Also, they're at a point in their life where they've accepted themselves. They know their flaws, they know what their shortcomings are, they know what their strengths are, everything like that. So you can't really manipulate a woman like that, who know her strengths.
But now all of a sudden this guy has to come along and ruin it for everyone. I don't think girls are stinky poos. I don't think. I think you're a queen.
Who has accepted.
That's false. They're very direct. That's because they've been ran through the mud, and because they're still getting ran through the mud, and because they're lonely. A lot of times they're lonely, right? Because they have so many kids. Men, as you said, oh, because they did this, they have too many kids, they don't want to play games. No, men are not playing games. See, you're one of those guys that will let her just direct everything and say, "Oh, you got to take me here. I won't do a coffee date." He's that guy. Okay, babe. Yeah, I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna wind down. You got to be careful. You can't think like this as a man, because you have to come at things with a double-edged sword. You have to understand reality when you go out there dating that not every woman is for the streets, and you still have to have your guard on, right? Your guard has to be up, and you still have to look and break down situations and see everything for what it is. So if a lady started saying what he's saying or being very direct, she's out of time. That's why she's doing it. And she's trying to get me to invest time into her when she doesn't have much time. Men aren't doing it.
Accepted her flaws and her shortcomings. So that's gonna scare a lot of men off right there.
Let me go on to the next one.
If you're feeling really about your dating life and you feel like you've wasted a lot of time with the wrong men, then just know that I once dated a guy for 1.5 years who refused to tell me that he loved me after I said it first after 8 months of dating. Even though he refused to say it back, and he actually got angry with me for saying it, and he sat there like a deer in headlights, I continued to pour myself into this man for another year almost, hoping that he would change, thinking that he would come around, convincing myself that he did love me, even though he refused to say it. Lesson here is that the red flags were bright red, and I still refuse to walk away. So please don't beat yourself up if you've wasted a few months with the wrong guy.
Yeah, see, that's it. And this is how they're feeling. And guys aren't dealing with it. Doesn't matter. You'll have some guys that will, but most aren't because they've woken up and they realize it's definitely more to life than dealing with women that are all used up and want to demand more to give less.